Hey everyone, you're watching Soundwaves TV. Chasta here with Red Sun Ruins. We got Mark, we got Chris, we got Rich, and we're kicking off season 7 with you guys.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you. Congratulations to you. You're helping us kick the dust off.
Awesome.
So we'll see how this goes.
Yes.
No promises, but cheers.
Cheers.
I love we have just called this Voodoo Ranger just behind the curtains. It's kind of morning-ish. Actually, no, technically, in 1 minute, it'll be afternoonish, so we're fine.
So it's fine.
But we called this the orange juice of beers. It's kind of like a mimosa, so don't judge us. It's fine. So you guys are kicking off the year in fine style. End of 2023, Soundwaves FM on the Bone just premiered your new EP.
Yes,
which
thank you
was
for that.
super rad, of course. Our pleasure, speaking on Dennis's behalf, of course. So how are you feeling for the new year? How's the energy feeling?
The songs always sound better on the radio, first of all, which is very cool.
Yeah.
And it's great to be able to have, a band that feels like we are, creative and, putting songs out. And it was great to be able to have the last 3 songs premiere one a week. And we have new songs on the way. We're hoping to get some more shows. And, it's exciting, looking fun.
Yeah. And you just did your first video, right?
Yes.
It was Circles.
Yeah.
Super well done.
Yeah. Thank you.
Walk us through that experience, because that's a whole new world, I assume.
Yeah.
At least for this.
Yeah, for all of us, probably
Yeah.
standing up and being directed somewhat.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, where do I stand? What do I do? And then playing the backing tracks and screaming in front of nobody always just feels a little odd.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was fun. It's a buddy of yours, right? Or is it Paul?
Yeah, so a good friend of mine who I met back, my very first band. He was a family friend, and he's been a good family friend since. He had a friend who heard the song, and he was like, I really want to do a video for that song.
Oh, cool.
And he's the type of guy who every year, like, the whole neighborhood comes to his house on Halloween because he loves special effects and, setting everything up. Paul Elkin. And he contacted us and said, hey, I've got a couple of great ideas. And we did a few Zoom meetings, kicked a few ideas back and forth, and thought, how about this instead of that? Like, I think he wanted, originally all of us were going to be like, acting and doing these scenes. We're like, yeah.
And Rich is like, nope, not doing that.
Yeah.
Just put a bass in my hand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But then Rich had the connection for the locations. Paul had some great ideas for other locations. And it just came together really easily, and it was great. It was really fun.
That's fun. Yeah, whenever you do videos, it always reminds me of the the memes, the videos you see on Instagram where they have like Mick Jagger and he's like dancing to nothing.
Yes.
I mean,
It
it's
is.
I know they crack me up every time because it's just awkward
that's
as
what
hell.
it felt like.
Yeah.
And we could hear the drums, and otherwise, kind of, we could hear our song in the background. It's like, okay, and
Maybe.
here we go, and it's
Yeah.
a big empty barn kind of thing. Then we had to wait for some people that own the property to kind of go on a quiet afternoon hike, and once they were on the hillside, it's like, okay, they're over the hill, we can go now.
Oh, that's awesome. So was it kind of Renegade style?
No, they gave us permission, but it was the person that I know there gave us permission, and then that day, like, somebody above her was like, what are you guys doing here? It's like, but they were cool with it. It's up in Woodside, and they're an art community, so it's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, either way, you were doing it with or without, I assume.
It's pretty quiet up there too, so it was like we just probably echoed through everywhere.
Just you. We weren't.
There was one.
Drummers.
True. Yeah.
Damn.
I can't
We didn't
play
have anything
softly.
plugged in, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So it's all your fault.
Yeah.
Yes. And one very angry bat.
Yes.
that we
A
had to-
bat?
Yeah. we
Yeah,
had to
there was
wait.
a bat in this barn that as soon the first snare hit I hit scared this thing and it started flying frantically throughout the barn trying to get out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did it make it in the video?
No, I don't think
they
so.
were trying.
No,
but
I was gonna say,
it wasn't
Yeah.
cooperating.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Damn bat.
I know.
Could have been your moment.
Yes.
It was Ozzy. Ozzy was
Yes.
just, he was
The
making
spirit of
his...
I was like, I'm not going to land down there. I don't know what's going to happen to me with these guys.
Right, exactly. I'm always amazed whenever I watch you guys and you. I don't know how you drum and sing. I don't know how you keep your breath because I'm a runner, and if I try to sing while I run or even talk while I run, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Like how do you work through that? Or I mean, do you train? Do you?
Yeah, I have to. Cardio helps, for
Yeah.
sure. And then also like how we structure our playlist or our set lists as well.
Yeah.
Like I have it in my head like, okay, there are certain songs that are way more physically
Right.
demanding.
Yeah.
And so we'll have to put those in different parts. So I have an opportunity maybe to have a couple of songs
To have a breath.
where I kick back, and there's some songs where I don't sing, and so
Right.
those ones I'm like, I'm gonna catch up here.
Right, yeah.
Do some breathing, you know,
Yeah,
singing
like,
this one.
you're behind the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do sing quite a bit.
Yeah.
Some of the new stuff I'm singing again and screaming. You know, if you're really vocalizing and playing hard, it's a whole nother thing. So
I mean, and that's just the breathing part, not to mention the the mental part of doing all the, you know,
Yes.
all
Yeah.
that stuff at the
Yes.
same
Yeah.
time. Drummers are special. I know I'm a little partial, but it's just that's
are.
a whole
Yeah.
it's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
And remind me, your intention with this band was not to sing.
that was originally, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that
But
didn't
you
work
write
out.
some great stuff, and I
Yeah.
was like, I had some ideas immediately, and I was like, I'll just throw
Okay,
these out
fine.
there, and
Yeah.
maybe they won't like them.
Yeah,
I think it was even first practice. He was like, "Do you have any vocals for this?" I'm like, "No, actually. Do you have any ideas?" And I was like, "Well, that's great. Now you're singing."
no,
It's like we were just looking for a drummer, and we were thinking about, well, Chris did some singing, but I think we did want a vocalist, and then it was just like, all right, that was great. That was too easy. Usually that's the two hardest people to find.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and then with Chris singing and Brian's a really good vocalist. He does great on backups, and he's probably going to be singing more lead
Yeah.
coming up. It's kind of cool. We have three good, like not just one, but three good singers in one band.
Yeah.
yeah. How does that happen? I mean,
Just-
that's lightning in a bottle kind of stuff.
Yeah, everything came together fast. You know, from
Yeah.
the time I reached out to you to
Yeah.
we tried out one drummer once and kind of knew that wasn't going to work out.
Yeah.
I had been talking to Mark because I've known him for a while, and just was like talking about jamming, and then we didn't, and then I got together with Chris, and then next thing you know, I was like, oh, hey Mark, you'd be interested in this, and
Yeah.
and then it was done.
Yeah.
Your EP is super solid. I was rocking to it.
awesome.
It's on my running playlist, but this morning I was like really hit it hard and then watched the video again just to freshen up. And I was like, man, this is solid stuff.
Thank you.
It really is.
Thank you.
And I don't always say that.
Yeah, we hope it comes across that way.
As I say on the Bone when I talk about bands submitting for Soundwaves FM, I'm like, don't suck. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I know that sounds kind of harsh, but we hear a lot of stuff and it's not all good. And so it's really nice when you guys are a very good example of that, taking it very seriously, because it's not just the music. Like, this is so much a business now, especially now.
Yeah.
With social
Yeah.
media,
How you
your
market
image,
yourself.
how you market, your merch, your logos, all of that is so important. How do you feel like you balance all of that stuff as like the job side of it, I guess?
I think we're still learning that. It's
Yeah.
difficult nowadays to, because trying to run social media,
As a whole thing.
there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
You have to really be active in it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just like, I've got so many other things to do.
Yeah.
That I forget.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
are you still there? Aren't you?
Yeah, I know.
Like, we're still here.
I know.
Being grown-ups takes an awful lot of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That adulting stuff gets in the way.
Adulting gets in the way.
You have to do gets in the way of all the things you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's those of us that are not, young anymore, doing anything
I don't know
with
who
a
you're
phone.
talking about.
Yeah.
No one in this room.
Trying to make something happen on a phone when you're,
Yeah.
over 50 is a, dangerous proposition anyway. But I'll go see bands, and I love what I'm hearing, and I want to take a video, and I want to put it up on Instagram.
Right, sure.
And sometimes it works. Sometimes it goes into the ether, and I never see it again. I have no idea what happened to
Well,
it.
where did it go?
But it is cool to be able to, focus on a band that I've never seen before, put it up, and all of a sudden other people are like, hey, that band sounds great. I might go see them sometime.
Yeah.
So it's a learning curve for me, learning curve for the band, but it's been helpful to be able to, make some connections with other musicians and just show that little bit of like, not only did I come to see you, but I thought you did really cool,
Yeah.
some really cool work.
Yeah.
And here's, a video that people can share, and the bands like it. They'll like my page, and then, it's been really fun to discover this community. Community's been here and hasn't gone anywhere. All of us are Peninsula natives. We've been
Yeah.
playing music here all our lives, but it can be easy to just get in your own groove, and then you kind of don't see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I've been kind of, with these two guys, I feel like I've been dropped into the bigger picture of this amazing scene that we have here.
You need to do a TED Talk on that exactly, because everything you just said is everything that I hope that happens in the Bay. Because Dennis and I, off camera before you walked in, we were just having this conversation about the tricky part of the Bay Area is that we're sort of geographically a part of each other, right?
Yeah.
Like you pointed out Peninsula, like a Peninsula music scene or a
East
South Bay
Bay.
music scene, East Bay, all
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But with social, and you can say a lot of bad things about social, but one of my goals for this year is to just stop bitching about it and do it, because it is tricky. But with social, we can knock down those bridges, quite literally.
Yeah.
We can knock down those bridges and do that and connect a bit more and really work on all the ships rising. But it's something that everyone has to be in on.
Yeah,
all the ships rising. I love
Geographically,
that.
it doesn't make a difference where you are.
Right, exactly.
It's
Not these
you all
days.
come together and
Right.
support each other.
Right.
It's also not growing up with it. It's a lot about self promotion, and some people are awkward with that, and I'm one of them. It's like,
And it is awkward.
it's
Look
like
at me.
I see what other
Look
people
what I did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I see other people do it, and I think it's fine. Yeah, great, you did. But I feel weird going, well, look at me. And so that's something, a hump I'm still trying to get over, because it's just everybody's doing it, so do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
So. We're on the same page. Dennis and I have had all of these same conversations in the last week, by the way. So we're all thinking the same thing. So for the rest of the year, we're recording this in January. What do you foresee? Do you have goals? Do you have a master plan? Do you sit down and map out the year, or do you just kind of let the river take you?
We haven't mapped out the year. I think we talked a little bit the other day. I know we got a couple songs in the works that we're trying to work on now that we'll probably record and have another EP or singles or something come out in the next few months, maybe.
Awesome.
Book some more shows. Just try to make more connections with other Bay Area bands and try to put things together.
Fantastic.
I think we're going to do another video.
Great.
So,
Great.
Yeah, I know Paul wants to do another video, which we haven't decided on what song we want to do yet. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we take a family vote?
Yeah. Do you have a preference?
I mean, they're all really good, but I don't know. I'll have to think about that, and I'll shoot you. Maybe I'll have a creative genius spark, and I'll send it over to you.
We actually presented the question to Paul. It's like, well, he was really gung ho about doing another video for us, and we started thinking, well, what song do we want to do? It's like, what is
what's calling
what does
to
he
you?
want? What does he
Well,
want
that's
to do?
good, because
So-
I think you may be too close to it sometimes, right?
You
It's like
can
choosing
see
a
it
baby.
from an angle we wouldn't
Yeah.
even know to think of, or
Right.
anything like that. So
That too.
Yeah.
It's good to get an outside sort of drone perspective from
Yeah.
it. Well, we're really excited, obviously. I mean, we pumped you on the bone, we pumped you here, so we're
Thank
excited
you.
to see what's next, and it's going to be a big year. I have to temper my energy because I feel like we're on a rocket ship right now.
Yeah.
Like the Bay Area, the scene, the community, the bands, like there's so much good stuff.
There is.
And there's a lot of crossover. The communities are coming together, and I'm like, I feel like that girl that, again, I go back to the memes, the little girl that's eating the sugar. That's how I feel right now about what's happening in the Bay. And you guys are a big part of that. So it's going to be exciting.
nice that the venues that are still here that have us play will still be here doing it.
Yes.
We got through COVID and
Yeah.
only lost a couple, I think. So hopefully they'll still support those venues, because I think a lot of them are, they're trying to stay open too, and going out and supporting other bands, and spending money at the bar and all that kind of stuff is what helps these places stay open that do want to have live music.
Yes.
And come out and say thank you to the bartenders, say thank you to the club owner if they happen to be there. Come up to the bands and say, that was a great set. I loved your guitar playing, or I loved your bass playing, or how do you play drums and sing? Just say something.
Spark up that
because
conversation. Yeah.
after COVID, it's great to be able to get back out, but not only that, to be able to connect with some of these musicians. That is restoring my faith in humanity. It's like there's so many great people doing this. There's so many great people trying to promote it. There's so many great people, just out there doing what they love, and that is, at the end of the day, that is like one of the best things you can do for the world, man.
Absolutely.
Just do what you love. Other people will dig it. Come up and say hi. Go out and see bands. It's a beautiful thing. So.
It's infectious.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
The energy is infectious. Well, thank you guys for having that spirit.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So Red Sun Ruins, where do you hang out most on social? I know we all try to do all the things, but do you have a favorite place to point people to?
Me, Instagram probably mostly.
Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instagram,
All right.
Facebook.
All right.
Yeah.
Red Sun Ruins, Instagram. Find them. Great band, great humans. We'll be right back. You're watching Soundwaves TV.